home of LA Galaxy in MLS. We are approaching kick-off very shortly indeed. Some of these Arsenal and Bayern players will have done battle in the not too distant past in the Champions League. The last 3 times these two sides have met, Bayern have won by 5 goals to 1.
To any Arsenal fans watching now, I don't think anyone wants to mention that 10-2 aggregate defeat in the Champions League. But that's something Arsenal have got to aim for under Unai Emery. I think they're fortunate to have him. I think he's a talented manager. I think he'd be delighted to have a club like Arsenal, but there's no disputing the fact that he's joined a brilliant club, but with a very poor squad.
Arsenal against Bayern in the International Champions Cup today. Let's have a look at the Arsenal side then. They've named a strong team to a completely different 11 to the one that beat Colorado Rapids. In come the likes of Lacazette, Ozil, Aubameyang and Mkhitaryan. Bertleno is one of a number of former Bundesliga players in the side, including Socrates Mustafi and Granit Xhaka in central midfield too from his time at Gladbach. New signing Gabriel Martinelli scored the other day, and he's on the bench, while Koscielny, of course, has refused to come on this tour to the United States. Some injuries as well. Hector Bellerin not quite ready for first-team action yet. Bayern in their home colours today of all red. It's mostly first-team regulars in their team, with a few youngsters, including the striker Fita Arp, who was picked up from Hamburg in the summer. He's expected to be Robert Lewandowski's backup. Lots of experience here. Müller, Martinez, Boateng and Thiago, plus the captain in goal, Manuel Neuer. There's no starting place for the former Arsenal winger Serge Gnabry, though, who was excellent last season. Bayern's Player of the Year for 2018-19 is on the bench, along with new signing the French international Benjamin Pavard. So we're about to get underway here. Manuel Neuer in the centre circle for this, along with Granit Xhaka. There's a lot to talk about who will be the next Arsenal captain if Laurent Koscielny, the club captain, currently is on his way out, as many expect. Granit Xhaka, as mentioned by Unai Emery, is certainly in the running for that. David Alaba will have a bit of competition at left back this season. The Austrian international has been first choice at Bayern for many years, a key component of a team that has won 7 league titles in a row. Ainsley Maitland-Niles started the Europa League final against Chelsea back in May in Baku, and takes up the right back berth in what we expect to be a back four for Arsenal here. So Kevin Stott about to get us underway at Dignity Health Sports Park. So the second game of the 2019 International Champions Cup is up and running. Arsenal in their changed new colours of yellow and black, Bayern in their familiar red. Alongside me, Rob Daly, is the former Ireland international defender, Gary Breen. Gary, this should be a fun one tonight.
Really looking forward to it. Obviously, excitement of football season coming back, and you get into European powerhouses coming on. Part of the early season games, it'll be interesting to see who can look the better, who can make a mark, who can put down a real marker to start that first game of the season.
And the Arsenal fans are outnumbering their Bayern counterparts today. John Boateng, who was third choice really at centre-back last season, was behind Hummels and Niklas Zula in terms of regular first-team football for Bayern. Here is Mesut Ozil, who will know lots of these players from international duty with Germany. Mesut Ozil did not have the best of finishes last season for Arsenal. It looks like he will be staying in North London.
He's been quite vocal in saying he wants to stay. The big problem he has is the wages that he's on. Doesn't enable Arsenal to strengthen the squad, which they need to do. There's key positions they have to. I'm convinced that they need to do it in that 10 area as such, but certainly defensively they need to make improvements.
Thomas Muller, it has opened up here for Bayern a little bit, nearly into Johansson, as Fita Arbor, number 15, was in proximity as well. It looks like Arp is playing it on the left-hand side here. No, really, he is out now centre forward, and that was certainly his position as he came through the ranks at Hamburg in Germany. Here's Aubameyang. Lacazette in the middle. Ozil. Aubameyang, lovely interchange between the pair, and the first chance of the game goes Arsenal's way.
Brilliant play by them. Just breaking from deep, good link play, support from full-back areas. You have to admire Thiago at the base of that midfield for Bayern Munich. Read the situation well. Gets across the recovery tackle.
Unai Emery embarking on his second season in charge of Arsenal. We'll go all the way to the back post, but there's no one there to meet it as Arsenal in chalk from the corner. Lacazette, second top scorer for the Gunners last season, the man leading the line. Niko Kovac had a rocky spell last season, Bayern 9 points behind Dortmund at 1 point. And he's expected to win the league. That's a given for Bayern managers these days.
But it is, but it was a huge vote of confidence to give him the job after the work he'd done at Eintracht Frankfurt. But he proved it well, the double winners, and you're right, it was a lot tighter than they would hope than it has been in previous seasons, of course, but that period in September to November where they only won 2 games out of 8 really put the pressure on. Dortmund were really pulling away, but they showed great character. Something doesn't surprise you with the ability that Bayern Munich have within their squad.
Arsenal, ironically, in Dortmund colours today. Aubameyang faced Bayern many times during his time in Germany, scoring 6 goals in 17 games against them. It looks like he's out on the right of that 3 behind Lacazette with Mkhitaryan on the left.
It's great about Aubameyang. It's a goal threat. He's willing to do that shift out in that wide area. I think at times Arsenal, when they want to play 2 up front, become a bit light in midfield. Defensively they can't cope, so they have to kind of pack that area up a bit and just play the 1 up front and try and get in support of Lacazette as much as possible.
Speaking of which, Lacazette gets in possession, just lost out. It's been a bright start here from Arsenal. Here's Muller. He got lucky, Thomas Muller, as he takes on Willock. Here's Arp. Alaba screaming that he's going to be on the overlap in a moment. Arp goes central. Touch loose with his pass there as Muller will have a pop. Over the whistle had gone, Arsenal get the free kick.
We talked about centre forward by trade as such. He plays on this left wing. Every time he gets that ball, he's going to drive into that central area.
There's another striker playing in a wide position tonight, Aubameyang. Early with the ball in towards Ozil, and then clipped away by Boateng.
It's a brilliant delivery. Ozil gambles across that near post. You can see as soon as that ball goes wide to Aubameyang, there's numbers getting in the box. Ozil gets across the front of Boateng, but just doesn't get a connection. Opportunity for Arsenal.
Niles tries to roll that into Lacazette. Down. What a challenge from Socrates. Absolutely thumping from the Greek centre-back who would have faced Muller many times during his spell with Borussia Dortmund. Maitland-Niles again. One in the middle, that is Mkhitaryan. On the edge is Lacazette. Little shape to shoot. Mkhitaryan, wonderful chance. And he nearly finds Lacazette at the back post, although I think the Armenian was going for goal.
Arsenal will be delighted with their start. They look a real threat up front. It's a cry, as we talked about, the difficulties Arsenal have had at the back, but he's a real fan's favourite for that type of tackle. There's an opportunity here. Breaks to Mkhitaryan. Hits across the goal, but Lacazette just can't finish it at the back post.
Bayern look rattled at the moment. Here is Tolisso. Up. Clipped out by the youngster. He scored a couple of goals in the second tier of German football with Hamburg last season. He's being touted as one of the most exciting talents in Europe. He's at the back post here, but Breno gets there ahead of him.
Your goalkeeper, commanding, good early call, comes and takes those types of crosses, just takes the pressure off.
Ozil. Worked well by Kale, playing it right back tonight. Mustafi takes control of the situation.
When you watch Arsenal, as well as they started offensively, it's that defensive reliability that they struggled with, and that will be really interesting to see the work that Unai Emery has done in terms of trying to improve that. Because if they want to do anything this season, Arsenal, that has to get better.
Mustafi, we're looking a bit of trouble with that pass. Tolisso turns it over. Oh, they might be able to thread it through here too. Tolisso. Oh, and eventually Leno gets on him. Messi at the back from Arsenal. They get away with that one.
Brilliant ball by Johansson, though. Lovely, deft little flick of the outside of his boot. Nearly puts his teammate in on goal. Look at him again. The quality to drive at the Arsenal defence in that little reverse pass. Unfortunately, Tolisso just didn't have his body shape right.
Here's Jonas Kale, the 18-year-old for Bayern, playing a right back tonight.
Looks so young, doesn't it? But what a vote of confidence, and hard act to follow when you think of Philipp Lahm, you think of Kimmich at right back. Bayern Munich know how to coach a right back, there's no doubt about that. And this young player getting an opportunity now.
Here's the one youngster in a very experienced back four. Boateng. Kale, little drop of the shoulder to look it back to Boateng again. Janssen into Javi Martinez, who did generally play in central midfield last season.
He's comfortable there. Centre half can play both positions, probably excelled there under Guardiola.
Alaba. To work into the middle now. Hansen towards goal, away by Socrates, and swing and a miss from Kale. Mkhitaryan just about does enough, but now it's Arsenal feeling a little bit uncomfortable.
So refreshing. You see these young players getting their opportunity at iconic clubs like Bayern Munich and not having any fear that's driven from them. And there's an experienced players around them. You don't want to have to hold their hands. You want them to express themselves. You have to say they're certainly starting confidently.
Thiago, how to bring that down. We know he's an exceptionally gifted technical midfield player, Thiago, and he's been playing slightly deeper role under Niko Kovac, in truth, looking to run the game.
Seeing that a lot now throughout Europe, aren't we, for the big clubs. The likes of Silva, De Bruyne at Manchester City, flair players sitting deeper to real control of the game.
Back by Alaba, here is Thiago again. Tolisso. They'll lose that from one of the number of World Cup winners out involved today.
Like young players at Bayern Munich, be interested to see how young Joe Willock does holding midfield role. So talking about Xhaka being the captain, at times I think it's difficult playing alongside him. He's not the most disciplined in that central midfield area, so a young player's got to read situations. Xhaka's skill, like Thiago, is getting on the ball and trying to get Arsenal to play, not necessarily in terms of his defensive responsibilities.
Willock did play 6 games in total last season for Arsenal. Here's Aubameyang looking to use that trademark pace. It's another teasing ball, and Lacazette was at the back post. And Jonas Kehl had no choice but to put it behind.
Good defending though. Picked up that early area, that back post. Lacazette wanted to get across him, but he couldn't. He knew the young defender was in a good position.
And Aubameyang breaks forward like that. It's actually hard for his teammates to catch up.
So quick, he really is. It's the frustration at times. You want him to play through the middle, where he beat in on goal.
Back heel from Aubameyang. Bayern haven't cleared this properly. Maitland-Niles. Here's Xhaka. Mkhitaryan takes on his man. Kehl does very well and wins the throw-in too. So no Lucas Torreira as well right now for Arsenal, because he's been playing at the Copa America for Uruguay. Alex Iwobi and Mohamed El-Neni, African Cup of Nations duty for them. Been a sort of disjointed summer for many international players with so many competitions going on.
Long gone are the days where you have 5 or 6 weeks off. At this level now, invariably you'll be playing international football, 3 weeks at best. But it is difficult for a manager. You want to get a settled team so you can start that season well. But I think they're just used to it now. I think this is just the way football has gone.
Part of the reason as well that Alphonso Davies, the new Bayern winger, picked up in January, came back from holidays early, having played at the Gold Cup with Canada.
But what it does give is an opportunity for these young players. Now, they'll get an opportunity, the manager will say, well listen, impress me, can you stay in and amongst the squad, can you do enough? It's up to them.
Worked back by Nacho Monreal. Willock. Ozil. Niles. Aubameyang. Slightly more central position here. Bayern defending comfortably.
Yeah, they're relaxed about the fact that Ozil's dropping so deep to get on the ball. They're happy to let him have it in the 4 area. They know that it's not really going to hurt them from that position. Look at the setup of this Bayern Munich team. So organised, 4-5-1 out of possession and make it difficult for Arsenal. No surprise that Arsenal got their joy against Bayern breaking early and not allowing Bayern to get set.
We know Xhaka likes to shoot. It wasn't a million miles away from the former Gladbach player. Unai Emery, three-time Europa League winner as head coach at Sevilla. Of course, left PSG just over a year ago to take the job at Arsenal. He was on his way out anyway.
It's a big call to be given the job at Arsenal in terms of replacing Wenger, the iconic manager. And certainly Arsenal is the type of club that would interest the majority of their managers in the world, but there's no doubt in the fact that it was an unbalanced, underperforming squad, and it is essentially a bigger job than I'm sure many people thought.
Wolverhampton Arsenal throw in. It's going to be interesting. 3 weeks left to the Premier League transfer window. See exactly what Arsenal do. Momentum gathering on a Dani Ceballos loan deal from Real Madrid. Roy Hodgson has said that the offer for Wilfried Zaha well below the expected value for him.
Well, this is the frustration that you're seeing from the Arsenal supporters in terms of their anger. Bayern breaking 2v2.
Brilliant ball from Arp. Muller's in the middle here, and he tries to dummy it. I think Thomas Muller really probably should have just had to go himself here. Arp has picked up the ball once again after that lovely bit of work in the centre circle to get Bayern moving.
That will concern Emery straight away. That Bayern Munich are able to go from the length of one pitch to the other, and they essentially got a 2v2 before the recovery would come back to recover. But that's a concern about Arsenal. They want to be expansive, they want to be in control of the ball, but as soon as the turnover's forced, they look vulnerable.
On the money, as you'd expect from Thiago. Tolisso. They look to swing it in. There's not really an option inside the penalty area. Muller clips it out. Kale. Goes all the way back to Javi Martinez. So Benjamin Pavard, who won the World Cup with France, just been signed from Stuttgart. He's on the bench tonight.
Well, if you think of Pavard, Hernandez, there's the improvement defensively for Bayern. Obviously, iconic players like Ribéry, Robben, and those wide areas have now left. They're looking to bring youth in. Hudson-Odoi's been courted. Sane for Manchester City likewise, so you can see what they're trying to do.
Thiago, what's he seen? Well, there was a run from Muller, but that pass needed to be absolutely perfect to find its man.
So the high press of Bayern Munich don't allow Arsenal to get any type of rhythm through that defensive third, playing into midfield. Look how high and advanced that Bayern team are. It's difficult you have. You have to be so good, you have to be so comfortable on the ball to be able to play out when you're under pressure.
Ozil. Muller moving forward now into Aubameyang. Lovely little knockdown. Ozil knew it was coming. Aubameyang was at the near post, nearly got there. And Manuel Neuer gathers for Bayern.
Play by Arsenal again. Someone across that near post. Not getting the connection that they hoped. You're right to identify how important this transfer window will be. Let's talk about Tierney from Celtic at left back being chased. But the concern, I'm just saying about the supporters' frustration, Arsenal supporters, of course, is that they don't believe there's a real plan in terms of trying to recruit these players. They're offering figures that are way below players' values. But just doesn't quite get there.
Aubameyang signed roughly just over a year and a half ago, of course, picked up in that January 2018 transfer window. Can't really argue with that as a bit of business in terms of what Arsenal have done in recent years, because he finished last season with 31 goals in all competitions and was joint top scorer in the Premier League with Sadio Mane and Mo Salah on 22.
Been a brilliant signing, he really has. Those types of stats in terms of his goals, bearing in mind a lot of the time he's playing on that left wing, that right wing, he's still a goal threat.
Xhaka looking to force the issue, that pass through the middle. But they have won it back here. Really good work by Willock. Ozil. Stabbed in towards Aubameyang. Ozil. Lacazette. The option is surely to try and cut it back and find a teammate. Ozil was there, didn't connect. Maitland-Niles, he'll get to go again here, Arsenal. Ozil, is he onside? Well, the flag appears to have stayed down, but he couldn't keep it in play.
No surprise that at the heart of all Arsenal's good moves is Ozil. That's what Unai Emery's got to do. He's got to find a position that he can keep Ozil involved in the game as often as possible because of his quality. So when he drifts out of it, he becomes a bit of a liability, certainly in terms of any defensive shape you hope to get.
Thiago. Perfectly weighted and up, new. He can take it in his stride. Good recovery from Maitland-Niles. It will be a corner to Bayern.
Yeah, spot on there. Recovery pace got him out of jail there, Maitland-Niles. Poor positional play initially on the crossfield pass. Should have been dropping a couple of yards deeper there just to anticipate the touch of the Bayern player and then engage from there.
Alaba will sweep this one in, regular free kick taker as well for Bayern. Away by Mustafi. Back in by Thiago. Even by his technical standards, that was ambitious.
This early part of the season, quite got his range.
So for Niko Kovac and his side, this is the first friendly of the season. Their last game, the German Cup final, the DFB Pokal as it's known, a 3-0 win against Leipzig. Their last competitive outing anyway, and they won the league on the last day of the season, beating Frankfurt at home. Good running from Monreal. Mkhitaryan. And the opportunity went clearly. Tolisso, Thiago is up again. He's been playing well, that was unlike him.
He looked over his left shoulder to see where Maitland-Niles was and then realised he was nowhere near him. Just took his eye off the ball a little bit.
Aubameyang towards Ozil, but Thiago sweeping out there. Missed 4 Bundesliga games last season and Bayern failed to win any of them. Shows how key he is for the Munich club.
We've seen it already in this early part of this game. How he reads situations, just covers in front of his back four. If there's any danger, so important out of possession, but we've seen his ability on the ball as well, so he's such a key player for Bayern.
Xhaka, Mkhitaryan played that one blind. It has worked out though as Ozil gathers. Aubameyang against Alaba. He's done him here. Great work from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and he can't find a teammate. You could see the panic in the eyes of David Alaba there as Aubameyang squared up to him. Back in by Xhaka. Alaba does clear it this time as Bayern turn it over in their own half.
Alaba's gambled there as a full-back, all or nothing. Probably knows about the pace of Aubameyang. Has seen it over the years, of course he has. And I don't think he'll want to be isolated in that full-back position. He wants support. He want to make sure that he's young up in front of him, gets back and just blocks channels so that he can get tighter to Aubameyang.
Swept out by Kerl. You may have noticed that the youth players that Bayern have brought to the stage are all under-19 players, is because the reserve side, Bayern's reserve side, generally under-23s and the like, get their league season underway on Saturday. So it's a group of under-19 players. Travelled with them.
It's a great learning curve, 8 of them, members of the youth team. How good is that to experience it, being around these top-class players, just seeing how they do things, how they conduct themselves, how they prepare. And I know they're getting a great education at Bayern Munich. They wouldn't be there if they weren't good players in their own right, but nevertheless, it's brilliant for their learning curve.
Thiago. Boateng. Oh, that nearly worked out. Tolisso couldn't quite bring it under his spell. What a ball from Boateng.
Lacazette is admiring it. Right smile there. Probably asking Boateng. Didn't realise you had that type of pass in the locker. Cuts across it outside of his boot. Brilliant pass.
Xhaka.
Saya
Back to Mustafi.
For a serial winner like Boateng, these games are a massive opportunity in terms of trying to get back to fitness. When he's at that level, he's one of the, well, he's arguably one of the best centre-backs in Europe. That's why it's so surprising the likes of him, Hummels, Müller as well, been discarded from the German national team. We'd expect them now to react in a good way and with a point to prove to say, listen, I've still got a lot more football in me.
Ozil's over the top here, well played, Alapart. Nice move again from Arsenal. Oh, Neuer has put himself in trouble. Well, he is risky with the ball at his feet. The goal.